It is 10 a.m. Welcome, 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 wherever you may be. Hello, Jessica. My name is Stephanie. We are doing this morning, afternoon, today, Thursday, Fusion Flow. So, Fusion Flow is a blend of yoga and Pilates. We focus on our breath to start, right? Tapping into that. We will focus also in the beginning on stretching, so kind of slowly warming into our body. A lot of the exercises will be very core-centric, powerhouse. I just tapped my core, you couldn't even see, right? You know, from breastbone down to pubic bone and the back body, right? That is core. So core-centric, and that is for strengthening to help support posture, support balance, and to support movement. We'll get into some yoga poses as well, and then see how we can also implement some Pilates exercises within those poses. And the principles in this class, or ideas you want to be aware of, is isolation of movement, focus, concentration, slow moving, small range of motion, and really a lot of the times focusing on what's not moving in your body than what is, and what are the muscles used to help support that, right? To help stabilize the body. So that's kind of the class in a nutshell. Again, this is for everybody. So beginner, intermediate, advanced, you can all join. I'll offer some options. And then if you know for your own body what you're needing, certainly feel free to do what you can and want to. So, all right, let us get started. Come join me. I'm going to scooch back a little bit and adjust this screen down a little bit. So I'm going to come back onto my mat here, and we're going to start lying on our back to begin. So finding yourself in whichever position is most comfortable for you on your back. That could be legs fully extended. That could be knees bent, feet grounded. You can even choose to start in a hip opener, taking the soles of your feet together, letting the knees kind of splay out wide to the sides. Whatever allows your body to settle, to ground in, and to connect. Wherever your arms may be, just turn your palms to face up. Allow the shoulders to roll open. I've been doing some Zoom classes, and a lot of the requests I've been getting more lately than not is the neck and shoulder region, right? We carry this tension in this area of our body, or now that a lot of us are working from home, we're kind of rounded forward at our computer with this kind of caving in the front body. So we want to retrain our body to let go and to open. So here we are in the back, letting the shoulders roll open. Even lightly pressing the backs of your shoulders into the ground will help to broaden you more across your chest. You also want to find length here too in your spine. So reaching the crown of your head to the back of your workspace so that the chin is only about fist distance from your chest. And then also finding a neutral spine here. So there's going to be a little bit of a lift of your lower back off the ground. Now that you're settled here, just close the eyes. All right, remove that sense from yourself. It can allow you to then really focus a little bit more inward. From this space, I want you then to just notice your breath. Not in changing it, but only to become aware of it. So just feel the breath as it moves in and out of your body. Notice the space that you fill up with as you breathe in, right? Where does the breath travel to? And then when you're exhaling, do you empty out completely? What does your breath sound like? How does it feel in the back of your throat as you take air in and also as you release it? And although you're in stillness right now, notice just subtly how the body moves just due to the breath alone. Right? These little nuances, the things we don't often pay attention to because we don't really need to. So what I want us to do here on the mat is really tap into the breath so that we can increase its quality. That we can really focus on using the full capacity of the lungs so that it can help us both in a physical sense as well as a mental one too. So I ask you now to slow the breath down. Think about taking longer, deeper inhales and slow and steady exhales, and really make sure that you release every last bit of it out of your body. Let's squeeze at the very bottom. Take a deep breath in and allow the body to expand and open. Fill the front, the sides, and the back body with air. Susan just came on. Hi, Susan. As you exhale, feel then your body knitting and drawing back to midline as you squeeze the breath out all the way to the very bottom. Feel the belly inflate, the ribs expand, and the chest rise on the inhale. Maybe you pause right at the top. Hold that breath for just a second. And then when you exhale, feel the chest fall. Feel the ribs knit in. Feel the belly deflate. Notice. Staying here with this deep and full breath, we're going to add a layer to this so that we can also now connect to our core, our center, our powerhouse. So stay with a nice light, easy, big breath in, but now on the exhale, make it very fiery, forceful, energetic, audible. Push it all away. And then take one hand to your belly and do that again. Breathing in, light, easy, belly rises and it is soft. When you push that air out with lots of power, noticing now your abdominal muscles firming, right? Contracting, engaging. Take the next few rounds of breath to stay here and build up the relationship between your breath and your core. They work hand in hand. So start to see if you can pull your abs in even deeper with every exhale that you take. Big inhales. When you're exhaling, pull the lower belly down deeply. Feel the navel drawing down towards your spine. Let's go ahead and take two more here. Big breath in, fill it up, then squeeze it all away. One last time here. Take a deep breath in. And then as you exhale, slowly begin to draw the knees into your chest. Wrap your arms around your legs. Give yourself a hug. And in this space, begin to just rock gently side to side. Move with the tempo of your breath, so no need to rush, just so that the quality of your inhales and exhales don't get lost here. Right? You're syncing up with it. Good. From side to side, start to create more of a circular motion with your legs. And if your hands were clasped here, release the clasp of them and then let your hands guide this movement. We're trying to find the fullest range of motion in the legs that we can here. Massaging more into the backs of your hips, just above the tailbone. Take a moment, pause, and then reverse direction. Big inhales, and then strong, powerful exhales each time. Good. Take a moment now to come back to center into stillness. Let's keep the knees drawn in. Now let's take the arms either out to a T, or if you're really close to an object, you can bend your elbows and create cactus arms. But anchor the backs of your shoulders to the floor to stabilize your upper body. And take a big breath in, knees still in close at center. Exhale, firm your belly. Begin to lower your legs over to the right side. And as you're lowering the legs over to the right side, go ahead and look over your left shoulder. You're coming into just a simple spinal twist here. And then any variation of that feels best for your body. Continue to breathe deeply and fully here. And make sure that the backs of both shoulders still are equally rooted down. Ooh, sorry for that ting. Take one more breath in. I don't know how to turn that off. Exhale. Again, a strong, firm core as you exhale to help lift the legs back through center, head back through center. Pause there again. Fill back up, right? Re-prepare yourself. And then again, a firm belly as the legs now lower to the left side, looking over your right shoulder. And take a moment, ease into the space, right? Let your body slowly settle and land here. Release any grip or hold or tension that you may have in the body. And then start to feel the expansion and contraction of your midsection while you're breathing. Take one more big breath in, fill it to the top. Squeeze it out slowly but firmly to help lift the legs through center, head through center. And then from there, release your feet onto the floor. Take your arms, bring them down at your side. So with that in particular, right, we were using our abdominal power and strength to help in a transitional movement, which protects our lower back, right? A movement that we could easily do without using our core strength. But we're training our bodies to use that power in the smallest of ways. All right, with feet grounded, arms at your side, we're going to move into our hips, opening them up, stretching them out. Take your right ankle, cross it over your left knee. Flex the foot, push away with the heel to give that right leg some liveliness, some energy. And then use that energy, push the leg away from your body. You can even take your hand to the inside of the thigh to guide, right, that leg away. Here we are in our figure 4 stretch. So any variation of this that feels best for your body. Left foot can stay grounded. Left leg can come up and you can hold it with your hands, maybe even draw it in. But breathing into that right outer hip. You could also offer movement here, very slowly though, right? Gentle rocking side to side. And what that will do, it'll just get to different angles of the outer hip and glute region. So if you're choosing movement, just notice the change in that stretch as you're shifting from one side to the next. Good, and then if you were in movement, come back to still at center. Let's release that stretch, place both feet back onto the floor again. Go to the other side, right? Left ankle over the right knee. Again, energy through heel of foot, giving the leg life to push it out. Just creates a little bit more room to that outer hip region. Figure 4 on the left side. So again, any variation of this that you're wanting or needing to take. It doesn't have to be the same way that you did on the last side. Stillness. Movement, your choice. Check your shoulders though. Are they pulling to ears or can you drop them to the floor a little bit more? Did your chin start to poke to the sky? Can you lengthen more again out through the crown of your head? Good. And then if you were in movement, come back to center. Let's release that stretch. Place the feet back onto the ground. Knees and feet should be hip bone width distance apart. Let's take a moment here to interlace the fingers. Take your hands behind your head. You're going to clasp your hands at the base of your neck, right before, or base of your skull rather, right before your neck begins, the very bottom there. What we're going to be doing here, this is not going to be a core exercise just yet. So we're not going to be using abdominal strength to lift us up. What we're only going to use is hand and arm strength. So with hands behind the head, cupping the base of skull, begin to lift your elbows to the sky so that your arms closely frame your head. We're working to stretch into the back of the neck, and it will travel down into the traps a little bit as well. So with arms hugged in closely, take a breath in. As you exhale, use your hands just to lift the back of your head and neck off the ground and press your chin down into your chest. Stay here, head lifted on an inhale. And then exhale, gently begin to release your head back down onto the floor. So I'm doing this in a seated fashion, but you guys are on your back. We're going to do that a few more times. This time though, on an inhale, feel your hands try to pull your head away from your shoulders, get a little bit more space, and then exhale. Back of head, back of neck only comes up, chin right into chest. Arms are still in close. Keep that hold up as you breathe in. Let that release slow on the exhale. All right, we're going to do 2 more of these. This is for the neck and shoulder folk, right? Breath in, pull head slightly away from the shoulders. And then exhale, back of head, back of neck comes up, chin dives into chest. Hold there, lifting on an inhale. Release down gently on the exhale, and we'll do 1 more of those, okay? Breath in, head pulls away just a little bit. And then exhale, feel the lift. Just back of head, back of neck, chin right into chest to get that nice deep stretch. And then breathe into that space. Exhale, let that gently release. And then once the head comes down, keep the hands where they are. Just widen your elbows now. Feel the backs of your arms pressing into the earth. So that was just a lift of head and neck for a stretch. Now we're going to use our abdominal strength to lift the head and neck and shoulders off the ground. So when our arms are in really closely, when we're doing any sort of like abdominal curl or crunch, we wind up using more arm strength than anything else. Now the elbows are wide, so we're forced to use our powerhouse instead. So we want to keep those arms opened as much as we can. So here we are. Take an inhale to prepare. Exhale with core strength. Peel up the head, neck, and shoulders. This time, just look down at your navel, so we're not pressing chin to chest. Go ahead, release back down to the ground on an inhale. Now, did your elbows start to pull forward there? Yeah, if they had. This time on your exhale, as you peel up head, neck, shoulders, you're going to actively draw the elbows back. It makes it harder to lift, but more work for the core, yeah? And then go ahead and release back down on an inhale. Let's do 4 more of these. So exhale, finding lift, head, neck, shoulders, tailbone rooting down, elbows wide. Come back to the floor on an inhale. 3 more. Feel the navel draw down towards spine. Good. Come back to the floor. Deep breath in. Fill to the top. 2 more times. Lower belly draws in and we peel up slowly. So use the entire breath out to get there. Come back down on an inhale. 1 last time here. Let's lift up head, neck, shoulders, and let's stay there lifted with head, neck, and shoulders. Release the hands from behind the head and then take the arms, stretch them out in front of you, hovered just above the floor. Feel your fingertips try to reach to your heels. Plug the shoulders down. With head up, eyes on navel, breath steady, begin to pump the arms down. Good. Breathe in for 4 counts and exhale for 4 counts. Good. Breathe in. Breathe out. So we're using our core strength here to keep the rest of our body steady while the arms are vigorously moving here. If you start to feel strain in the head, neck, or shoulders, head comes back to the floor. Breathe in. Breathe out. 2 more times. Breathe in. Breathe out. Last round. Breathe in. 2, 3, 4. Breathe out. 2, 3, 4, and rest. If the head was still up, take it down, draw the knees in, give yourself a hug and some movement if you'd like. Right, so just that kind of strong arm pumping motion can kind of warm our bodies up, right? Heat it up, get the blood pumping a little bit more, the heart rate up as well. All right, from here, let's go ahead and extend the legs all the way up to the sky. Ooh, my hamstrings are super tight. I did a leg workout yesterday. So this is what we're here to do. Stretch the back side of our legs while we work the abs. Take a hold of your right leg with both hands from behind. Begin to lower the left leg downward and then find a level of lowering that's for you. Keeping it higher up is a little bit more on the modified end, lower to the floor, a little bit more intense. Head can stay grounded for this, okay? Or the head, neck, and shoulders can come up for more heat. Again, eyes on navel to keep the back of your neck long. Here we are, single straight leg. On an inhale, 2 pulses in with the right leg towards you, towards your body. Pulse, Pulse. Use the exhale to switch the legs. Left leg holding, pulsing it in twice. Switch. We're taking this slow here, guys, okay? Reason being, we want to keep control, right? Remember, that's one of the ideas and principles behind this practice is isolation of movement, is stabilization of body. So my core is working hard to prevent my head from bobbing around when I'm pulsing the leg in towards it. All right, and then we're taking those pulses slow so we can really get, the stretch into the backside of the legs. Breathing steadily here. And again, if you start to feel any discomfort in neck or shoulders, if your head is up, head down, redirect focus back to your core. Let's do this for 3, 2, 1. Good. Take the legs together to the sky. Pull the knees in. If your head was still up, take it down and recover, right? We always want to give our body a balance between effort and ease. So we don't do a whole lot of work all in a row, right? We do a little bit, we rest. We do some more, we rest, right? Wonderful. Okay, let's go ahead from here and take the legs out long onto our mat. Stretch them all the way out. Push out through your heels. So what we're going to try to find here, just lying on our back right now, is mountain pose. Mountain pose is a yogic posture, and it's generally a standing one. However, we can still find the same energy and engagement in our body while lying on our back. So legs out long. Imagine you were standing on the earth though here. So your heels are pushing out, your toes are lifted up to the sky. And then take the inner edges of your feet, bring them into parallel. So you're going to feel this energy between the legs rolling and hugging right into your midline. So if there's space between your legs, imagine that space were a solid, and that you were squeezing that solid firm. All right, legs, they're strong. We want to keep them like that. They are our anchor point. Arms stretch up and overhead to the back of the mat or workspace. Right, palms face each other. Make sure your hands are a little bit wider than shoulder width. That will give you the ability to now slide your shoulder blades down your back. Also, take the middle of your spine, push it to the floor, feel the ribs seal in, and the belly is firming up strong here just to be in that space. All right, our roll-ups next. On an inhale, begin to peel up, arms, head, and shoulders. As soon as it gets hard, exhale to come up. Feel the legs pushing down as you find lift. Now here, fold over legs with head dropping gently through the arms, shoulders plug back into their sockets, and feet are still flexed. This is a juicy back body stretch. All right, let's come back up again on an inhale, and then let's tuck it under from tailbone first. Push those heels away from your body as you roll down and reconnect one vertebra at a time. So core work on the way up, way down, stretch in between. Breath in, start your lift. If you're needing help to come up, exhale, use an elbow, press it into the floor to help guide you up to seated. Then take your fold. Lift upright on an inhale, stack up your spine. Round then the spine, scoop out your core, keep the chin neutral as you come back onto the floor. If we were using an elbow to come up, you're going to use the opposite one next. We'll do 2 more here. Inhale, start your lift. Exhale, if you want more of a challenge, trying to keep your arms framing your ears. Makes it harder for the core. Fold here. Are you still pushing out through your heels? Where are your shoulders in this space? Come up, breath in, restack. Round, roll down slower than you'd like to. Maybe the arms feel like they're pulling behind you. Ooh, that makes it a little bit tougher. One last time. Breath in, start it. Push it out, exhale. Come up, stack it, fold forward. This time with our breath in, we're just going to stack back up. We're going to stay seated. Now we're just going to exhale the arms down at our sides. And from here, let's go ahead and transition to tabletop. So coming onto your hands and knees, okay? Spread your fingers out really wide here, okay? And maybe even lightly gripping the floor with your fingertips. It's going to help to support your wrist in that space. You want your knees to be hip bone width distance apart. And then rather than looking straight down at the floor, look slightly forward. So send your heart to the front of your workspace. Lengthen out your spine and then lift out of the arms. So push away from the floor so that you're not sinking into the shoulders. You're rising, right? There's this energy in arms, chest, and then pull the lower belly in and up so that your spine is nice and long. All right, here we are. We're in our engaged tabletop position. Let's work a little bit into our legs here. Take a breath in, and then as you exhale, extend your right leg back behind you with pointed toes here. So make sure that your hips didn't shift, that you didn't put a lot of weight into your grounded leg. Keep everything leveled here, okay? Leg in line with spine, still looking forward. Take an inhale. As you exhale, flex the foot and squeeze the heel in towards your glute without letting the knee drop down, right? So knee still in line as well. And then extend the leg back, point the toes again. This is working into the hamstring, a little bit into the glute here as well, belly in and up. Exhale, flex the foot, curl, heel to glute. Soften your elbows. Lengthen the leg back, point the toes. Again, flex and curl as you exhale, hamstring activation. Point as you lengthen back. We're going to do 2 more here. Exhale, curl. Lengthen back. Where are you looking? Point the toes. Once more, exhale, flex foot, curl in. Heel to glute. Now, keeping the foot flex, bring the heel to the sky. So your leg is creating like a 90-degree angle. Here's a little bit more for the booty. Let's start to pump that heel up. Little pulses, pulses, pulses. Good. For 5, lift out of your arms. 4, good. Breathe. 3, 2, 1. Good. Take that knee back down to the floor. Tuck your toes under. Push back to your sits bones to heels. I was getting it backwards. I could already see my brain trying to figure out that mathematical equation. Whew. All right, so a little bit of back of the legs, glutes. Let's pull forward again. Untuck those toes. Lift out of the arms, belly in and up, gazing forward. Let's take with our exhale now the left leg, extend it straight back, pointed toes. Equal weight in both arms and the back leg, right? Centered weight. Take an inhale. Exhale, flex foot, curl to glute. Again, make sure the knee isn't dropping down here. Lift it in line with hip. Then extend the leg back and point the toes again. Exhale, flex foot and curl. Again, look slightly forward. Keep that heart reaching to the front. Point toes, extend back. We're going to do 3 more of these. Curl in. Good. Point and lengthen. Again, curl and flex that foot. Push out through the heel. Good. Lengthen back, point the toes. Isolate this movement. Everything else is a statue. Last time, curl it in, flex the foot. Good. Keep the foot flexed. Just lift the heel now to sky. Leg is now at 90. And then we get into pulse, pulse, pulse it up. Okay. Emphasize the lift of this movement, not the drop down. Steady breath. 5. Good. 4, 3, 2, 1. Knee comes down, toes tuck under, sitting back, sits bones to heels. I got it right this time. All right, just a little stretch. So again, that idea, right, that one leg was moving, but did everything else stay as it was, right? Did we start to fall and collapse? We have to be aware of the entire body, even though we're mainly focused on doing one particular exercise. All right, from this space, let's go ahead and draw forward again, untuck the toes. We're going to take a step forward with both hands. They're in front of your shoulders. Fingers are still spread here. All right, keep that support. Tuck your toes under. Let's transition to downward facing dog. Hips are up high. Chest, feel it push back towards your thighs. Heels, although they may not touch, you want to feel the energy rooting to earth. And then sometimes we overarch the back here, right? Can you see this maybe in the viewing screen? Rather, seal ribs in, activate the belly. All right. With your next inhale, you're going to look forward to the front of your workspace. As you exhale, walk your feet to your hands, using as many or as little a step as you'd like to take. We're coming into forward fold. We're going to then take a halfway lift on an inhale. Shoulders are drawing up to hip level. Send the chest forward and open it up. So hug lightly between your shoulder blades. And then fold, melt back over the legs as you exhale. Let it go. Again, breath in, halfway lift. This time, take the arms and stretch them back behind you. Arms are in line with the side body. So heart forward, fingertips back. Yeah, energy. Exhale. Let it melt and fold. Again, halfway lifting, inhale. Again, take the arms, stretch them back, and hold here. So if your legs are fully lengthened, to support this hold of your body, you may have to bend your knees, okay, like I have. I need this support for myself. Belly pulls in and up, also supporting this posture. So with arms extended back behind you, create two fists. And then with the right arm, take it and extend it out in front of you now. So everything is lined. Right arm, spine, left arm, back. Okay. We're moving into what's called boxing. It's a Pilates move. So take a breath in, right arm forward, left arm back. On your exhale, bend your elbows and switch the arms. Keep the arms close into your sides and punch, extend. Breath in for the hold. Exhale for the movement. Reach knuckles forward and back. Breath in, hold. Exhale, switch. Belly, core tight here. Breath in. Exhale, switch. One more each. Inhale, hold, exhale. Arms are strong. They're not limp noodles. One more. Inhale, hold, exhale, switch. Stay here. Whichever arm's in front, bring the other arm around to meet it. Release your fist, fingertips long. Breath in one last time. Good. Exhale, ground down, rise. Come all the way to standing. I'm going to come to kneeling so you can see me. Interlace your fingers above your head and exhale your hands behind the head. Widen your elbows, hug between your shoulder blades, pull the belly in. On an inhale, stretch to your right side. Good, strong core as you slowly pull back up. So you want your abdominal muscles to do all the work here, okay? Tip to your left, stretch it out. Without using any swing factor or momentum, exhale, belly in, pull yourself up, stack. Stay here on an inhale, release the hands, extend your arms high to the sky. Exhale, dive forward over your legs. You come back to forward fold. Halfway lift on an inhale, maybe the arms continue to stretch back, right? Maybe keep that energy. Exhale, you're moving into plank, hands down, and you can step or jump back to structure. You can also come to your knees as a modified variation. Legs are strong, glutes are in, belly's in, chest activated, elbows soft, arms working. Good. Let's pull the heart forward with your next inhale. Lower to the mat, exhale. Again, you can drop to knees here to keep control. So we move down as one piece. Untuck your toes when you get to this space. On an inhale, lifting head and heart off the ground. This is upper back and core work here, so no arm strength needed. And then float it back down on the exhale. Do not push your chin forward with this. On an inhale, head and heart come up as one piece, so you're still looking downward at the floor. Let it go. Float back down. One last time here. Breath in. As the head and heart come up, imagine a lemon between your shoulder blades that you squeeze lightly and pull down the back. Feel the belly try to pull away from the earth. Let it come down. Tuck your toes under as you breathe in. Downward facing dog as you breathe out. Pressing hips up. Pressing chest back. Rooting the heels downward. Sealing the ribs inward. Take a deep breath in and a long breath out. Good. With your next inhale, take the right leg, lift it back behind you. On your exhale, pull your knee towards your nose as your shoulders draw over your wrists. Here we are, 3-point plank. Push back again, three-legged dog, right leg to the sky. Again, exhale, knee to nose, so you have to round your back. Let that thigh pull in and up as shoulders pull forward over wrists. Push it back, breath in, lift the leg high. This last one here, exhale, knee to nose, shoulders over wrists. Then step your right foot up towards your right thumb. You may have to physically pick it up to get there. Here we are, low lunge. Punch your back leg to sky, hips almost to shoulder level, flatten out your back. Tent the fingers of both hands, push away from the ground, all right? Keep the left fingertips grounded as the right arm extends forward as if you're shaking somebody's hand. Back up here. Right arm then is going to lift to the sky. You're going to roll open to the right side of your mat, and that right arm stacks directly above its shoulder. So what can happen here? We tend to fall right down into that left arm. We sink, rise, push away from the floor, and find this lift upward. With the upper body, hug your legs to midline. Good. Take one more inhale here. Exhale, release that right hand back down, frame the front foot. Take a step up, come into forward fold. Halfway lift on an inhale. Again, arms can be beside you, behind you, or in front of you for more heat. As you breathe out, bend the knees deeper, push the hips back and lift your heart up. Arms can sweep around forward in front of you, directly in line with shoulders or hands at heart center. We're in chair pose. Right, so feel the weight being put back into the heels, right? And heart is up rather than folded deeply over legs so that your core has to work here. When the heart is high, it will naturally engage your abdominals. Hold this space. Press the knees out lightly a little bit. Then you'll feel your outer hips activating. But again, that space between the inner thighs, imagine it were as solid and you're hugging that as well. Gotta take one more breath in here in your chair pose. As you exhale, straighten the legs, gently fold over them, release. Halfway lift on an inhale. Melt again, fold, exhale. On an inhale, come all the way to standing. Ground your feet, rise, lift the arms to the sky. Interlace the fingers, exhale, hands behind your head, elbows wide. Here we go again. Inhale, we'll stretch over to the right. Activate your core and slowly bring yourself back up. Stack, stack, stack. Stretch to your left. Deep breath in. Fill up, stretch out. Pull your navel back towards your spine as you come back up to stand tall. Then release the hands. Extend your arms to sky as you breathe in. Dive forward over legs. Exhale. Halfway lift on a breath in. Plank position on the breath out. Take the hands down, step or jump back to structure. Any form of plank that fits for you. Excuse me. And then pull the heart forward with your next inhale. Lower to the ground, exhale. Come down as one piece. So again, you can drop to your knees. Untuck the toes when you get there. Now what we'll do is we're going to cross one arm over the other out in front of us like genie arms. And then we're going to rest our forehead onto our forearms, like a cushion. All right. We are going to be working into our lower half, our lower back and our glutes. So make sure that your feet are a little bit wider than shoulder width. So you're creating like a small, narrow V. And then we want to press our hip bones into the floor. Use that as an anchor point. Toes pointed back behind you. On an inhale, let's hold that. As you exhale, squeeze your glutes, lift your legs off the floor. And then release back down. So the head always stays grounded here, right? Just the legs are moving. Exhale, lift the legs, reach back with the toes, right? Lengthen out and then release. So again, do not do this quickly, okay? Exhale, we're gonna peel up, use the entire breath to get to that space. We never wanna kick the legs up quick, okay? Float back down. We're doing 2 more of these. Squeeze glutes, exhale, legs come up and toes point back. Come down as you inhale. This last one, let's go ahead and lift those legs up, but keep them lifted this time. Keep them lifted. Keep breathing very steadily. Externally rotate your legs so your heels angle in towards each other, toes point away. And we're going to try to clap those heels together, right? Your thighs are still up. Your hips are still pressed down. Your glutes are working. 4, 5. Good. 4, 3. Keep them up. 2, 1. Let the legs come down. Nice job. Uncross the arms. Take your hands underneath your shoulders. Tuck your toes under. Downward facing dog. Hips up, chest back, heels down, ribs seal in. Good. Take a deep breath in here and then a long breath out. Just kind of cleanse yourself for a moment. We move to the other side. Left leg on an inhale is going to lift back behind you. On your exhale, pull knee towards nose, coil in, draw shoulders over wrists. 3-point plank. Keep that back leg strong. Push it back into a 3-legged dog. Left leg lifts up and back. Again, exhale. A lot of core strength here as knee pulls to nose. Make sure the leg doesn't drop to floor. It pulls up and into you. Press back, 3-legged dog on an inhale. One last time here, exhale. Knee to nose, shoulders over wrists, then step that left foot up to meet your left thumb. Low lunge, activate this here. So left knee is over ankle, back heel lifted over ball of foot. Hips hike up to shoulder level, flatten your back, open your chest, tent your fingers to help with the lift. Okay, we're keeping the right hand grounded. Maybe it steps in a bit closer to the inside of your left foot. Okay, you're going to extend your left arm forward first. So shake an imaginary hand. Then you're going to lift that left arm up to the sky. Stack that left arm above the shoulder. Your chest is going to naturally roll open to the left hand side. Now, when you did this, did your back heel shift? Back heel still evenly over all 5 toes. Did your left knee wing out, hug it back in? Did you collapse down to that right arm, push off the earth, and feel yourself lifting upward? Wonderful. Take one more breath in this space. And then as you exhale, let that left hand float back down, frame your front foot. Take a step up, come into forward fold. Halfway lift on an inhale. Let's come down to seated on the exhale. So however you can, if it's graceful or not, we're going to land at center of our workspace. Wow, I really collapsed at that last minute there. All right, once we're down at center of workspace, knees bent, feet grounded, clasp behind the knees, pull belly into thighs, lift your heart high, shoulder heads pull back, so you have to activate your upper back muscles right between the shoulder blades. All right, from here, let's rock back to our balance point. Feet are now off the ground. Lift your feet in line with your knees, ankles and knees, same plane. You can continue to hold lightly the backs of your legs. We don't want to choke them out. We don't want to suffocate our legs. But hands can be here for support. Another option, release the hands, extend the arms outward. We're here in our high boat. Notice my back is flat. I'm not collapsing in my chest. This is our high boat. On an inhale, we're going to find your version of low boat. So you're going to lean back a bit with upper body. Maybe the legs start to straighten out in front of you. Maybe a little, maybe a lot, right? Your choice. Exhale, core strength to pull you back up. Always look upward towards the sky. Not all the way up, but upward, right? So your heart stays lifted. Come back to a low boat version. Inhale, exhale, up into high boat. Push that breath out. Remember, it works for you. Come back again to your low boat. Exhale, high boat. 2 more, low boat. When you breathe in, fill it all the way up. Exhale to high. One last time, low boat. Hold your version of low boat. And if it's available to you, maybe the legs can flutter, kick, but hold everything else in stillness. Holding whichever space for 5, 4, 3, almost there. 2, good. 1, draw the knees in, let the head come down, rest, recovery. Movement here if you'd like, stillness if you'd prefer. Just a little moment to come back onto the ground here to work the abdominals. All right, let's begin to rock ourselves again, forward and back, up and down the spine. And then we're going to rock to seated, from seated transition to downward facing dog, however you can. Fingers are spread, hips to the sky, chest to your thighs, heels towards the earth, ribs towards spine. Take the right leg as you breathe in, lift it behind you. Use that same movement we did earlier. Pull knee forward, abs in, step up towards your right thumb. Low lunge. Remember, activate everything. Legs, lengthen spine, open chest. With your next inhale, rise into high crescent lunge. I'm doing this kneeling. So you come up, arms to sky. And then land here, ground here. Feel the tailbone rooting down. Drop your shoulders away from your ears. Back leg is still strong. Take the arms from this position, this high lunge, out to a T. Spread your fingers wide, reach from wall to wall. Take a breath in. Take a little twist here. We're going to rotate over to the right. Make sure that right hip pushes forward as you twist. Left arm pulls back. Center on an inhale. Now twist to your left. Do not let your left hip follow this. Push your left hip firmly forward. Pull the right arm back. So you're fighting your body in opposite directions, right? Opposite energies to work your core harder. Come back through center. That does, though, mean the movement is smaller but more effective. Again, back to the right on the exhale. Left arm back, left or right hip forward. Eyes at the horizon. Come back through center on an inhale. Right, we're still in that high crescent lunge. Exhale, take it to the left, but push that left hip forward. Pull the right arm back. Come back through center. Lift both arms up to the sky. Warrior two. So swivel the back heel in. Hips open up, and the front foot takes a little walk to midline. So I'll do this profile-wise. You can see that. So you have a heel arch alignment with your feet. Shoulders over your hips, arms equally swept out. Come to kneeling so you see even more. Look past your right middle finger for a focal point, and then take your right knee, press it over to pinky side edge of foot. In this space, we're going to draw some controlled circles with the arms. This is shoulder activation, upper back activation, core for stability, right? Find and keep that breath. For 3, 2, 1. Let's pause. Reverse that movement. Inhale, exhale for 5, 4, right between the shoulder blades. 3, heart up. 2, 1. Good. Pause. Breath in, front palm flips, and you reach up and back. Reverse your warrior. Exhale, windmill the hands down. Frame your front foot. Back heel comes up. You're in low lunge again. Take a step back. Come into plank. Draw the heart forward as you breathe in. Lower to the ground with control as you breathe out. Untuck the toes. Now we're going to extend the arms forward. Legs long behind you, arms stretched out in front of you, fingers spread, palms face down, hands a little bit wider than shoulder width. Same with the feet. Hip points are your anchor. Press them down. Inhale, lift. Arms, head, heart, and legs all as one piece. Float it back down, exhale. Again, this is a very slow movement. Muscle strength here. Breath in, lift everything up. Your shoulders, upper, middle, lower back. Glutes are working, core working. Exhale, bring it back down. Once more here, breath in, arms, head, heart, legs. Come up. We're going to stay here, okay? Stiffen up your arms, stiffen up your legs. We're going to move into what's called swimming. So the arms and legs are going to begin to paddle up and down, straight up, straight down, alternating the movement, okay? Our head should not boggle around. Keep it steady and still. Torso, steady and still. So there's your core strength. Chest up, breathing steady here. We're still swimming. We're still paddling. We're still going. This is a good one. It heats us up. We'll do this for 5 more seconds. 4, isolate this. 3, 2, 1. Good. Float it back down slow. Take your hands underneath your shoulders, tuck your toes under, push back into a child's pose. So just a moment to stretch out the back body. Arms can rest along your sides if you're wanting to release your shoulders. And then just breathe into the back body here. Big inhale, let the back body rise and fill. Exhale, let it go. Once more, big breath in. And then on the exhale, if arms were stretched beside you, extend them out in front of you again. Spread the fingers, press the palms in, tucking toes if they're not there already. Come back to downward facing dog. Hips up, chest back, heels down, ribs in. Take your left leg on and inhale, lift it back behind you. Again, feel your core working as you exhale. Pull that leg through, keep it up high, and then step up towards your left thumb. Create your low lunge, right? We don't necessarily land there in energy right away. We have to build it. Back leg punches up, heart stretches forward, chest opens up, tented fingers lift away from the floor, okay? Pull the belly in, use your leg strength, rise. Stack shoulders up over hips, arms to sky here. High crescent lunge and then land here, right? We're so used to, as humans, pulling our shoulders to our ears for the reach. Plug them down, right? But still actively feel your fingertips reach to the sky. We're going to challenge a bit of our balance here. all the while opening up the chest a little bit more. So currently we are stacked and vertical in the torso in our lunge, right? Left leg forward. Arms are extended up. Take a breath in here. As you exhale, bend your elbows. Start to draw them down and then pull them back. As you pull them back, lift up your heart so you're arching your back and then gaze up towards the ceiling. This is going to throw you off a bit of balance here, okay? Then with your next inhale, seal the ribs back in, firm the belly, stack up your spine, extend the arms up to the ceiling again. Exhale again, elbows bend, fingers spread. Feel not only elbows, but tops of hands pull back behind you as your heart lifts, your back arches, and you gaze upward. Pull it all back in using core strength. Reach the arms back up to the sky. We'll do that once more. Exhale, elbows bend. We pull back with the arms. We hug between the shoulder blades. Our chest opens, our heart lifts, our gaze lifts. Breath in, restack, reseal, lift up the arms. Exhale to warrior two. Back heel swivels in. Hips open up. Front foot takes a little bit of a walk to midline. Heel arch alignment with your feet. Your left knee actively presses over to pinky side edge, and that just gets your outer hip muscle engaged. Shoulders stacked above the hips so we don't lean into this pose, right? It's strong, but it's aligned. Arms are swept out. Look past your right middle, or left middle finger. I'm sorry, I'm mirroring here. Now, take your palms, flip them up, and then create two fists with the arm. With the hands, rather. Jeez Louise today. Take an inhale. On the exhale, bend at your elbows, bring your hands to your shoulders. Make a little bicep curl here. And then extend the arms back out again on an inhale. All the while still looking forward. Exhale, bring fists into shoulders, activate the biceps. Extend the arms back out again, breath in. Let's do two more of these. Exhale, we're curling in. Good. Extending back out, breath in. Last one, exhale. Make sure the wrists are also curled in. Imagine you had hand weights that you're holding on to. With your next inhale, extend the arms back out. Release the fists, palms spread wide. Exhale, reach up and back. Reverse your warrior, peaceful warrior. Take another breath in here. Hold that side body stretch. Exhale, windmill the hands down. Frame the front foot. Back heel comes up. Here's your low lunge again. Take a step up this time. Come into forward fold. Take a halfway lift on an inhale. Come back down to seated again. Exhale. So again, as gracefully or as not so gracefully as you can, we're landing at the center of our workspace. From here, we're going to roll down either just to tips of shoulder blades as knees pull in, or we can bring the head and shoulders all the way down, depending upon our body. With both knees in, hold the right knee with both of your hands and extend the left leg away from your body. You could reach it as high as the sky or as low as a hover, okay? Eyes are on your navel if your head is up. Shoulders drop down away from your ears. Take an inhale, switch the legs. And then exhale, switch the legs. One breath, one movement. Inhale, switching. Exhale, switching. So if you need to adjust, if it's too much and your head is up, take the head back to the floor. If it's still too much, maybe the extended leg has to come up higher, right? So feel this. If you're like, I need a little bit more, let's take the hands in behind the head, right? Removing any arm support. Put it all on the abs, okay? One breath, one movement. Now let's inhale to switch the legs twice. Exhale, switch twice. Good. Inhale, switch. Exhale. 4 more. Good. Exhale. Spine is your anchor. 3 more. Exhale. Energetic legs. 2 more. Exhale. Last ones. Exhale. Switch. Switch. Good. Both knees in. If your head was still up, take it down. Rest. Recover. Wonderful. Yeah, we're getting back to that powerhouse, right? This is our center body. It helps us with the rest, right? It vibrates from inward, outward. Let's go ahead and take both legs to the sky. Cross right ankle over left ankle. Take your arms close beside you. Feel the backs of your arms push into the floor. This is going to be tricep activation, back of arms, lower abdominal strengthening. It's going to be a very quick, sharp movement and a really quick, short burst of breath. So right ankle crossed over left, legs to sky, arms pressed down, take an inhale. Exhale, backs of hips shoot off the ground and come back down. Right, see, very little, very small. Exhale again. Use your lower ab strength to help lift the hips as well as your arm strength. Again. So legs, not swinging them back, rocket ship, vertical lift. Exhale, lift, come back down. 2 more. 1 last time. Good, let's release the ankles and cross now left over right. We'll do this again. Exhale, hips up. And come back down. If you want more intensity, you can pause at the top and then slowly bring it back down. Whew, that's a lot of work. Exhale, find lift. Good, again, find a lift. Let's do 2 more. Lift. Last time, lift. Good, uncross the ankles, knees in, recovery again. Right, so the lower abdominals are more the trickier area to strengthen in our abdominal region. So that's just a really nice way to get that working. And bonus, you work to the back of the arms, which is also, I want to say, especially for the ladies, right, that tricky part of the arms, right, to keep intact. All right, we're going to do 1 more core exercise to finish off this, well, I'm not going to say morning, right, this day's practice. Knees are in, hands behind the head. Let's come up to either tips of shoulder blades, or if you need to keep head down, you certainly do. Take an inhale. Exhale, we're going to twist upper body to the right as the left leg extends out. Come back through center, knee pulls back in. Twist to your left, right leg extends out. Rotation, knee comes in, head through center. And you're just going to continue to alternate here. As you're twisting, we're not thinking elbow to knee, that closes us off. We're thinking armpit to knee, that keeps us open. Maybe, again, less of a twist, but more work in the core, right? Exhale to squeeze it out, rotation, breath in to unravel, come back through center. Let's do 2 more to each side. Wring it out to the right. Come back through center. So think of your torso like a wet towel. Exhale to the left. Good, then come back through center. We're doing 1 more each side. Take a rotation to the right. Good, come back through center. Last time here, twist it, wring it out. Good, come back through center, both knees in, and then release the head down, recovery. Wrap your arms around your legs. Give yourself a little rock, side to side. Wonderful work. Firing up our core. Good. From here, begin to now rock yourself forward and back, up and down your spine until you rocked yourself up to seated. All right. At seated, let's take the soles of our feet together. Knees are going to open wide. Let's hold the ankles firmly with our hands. Use that grip of ankles to really stack up and sit tall, right? Heart to sky, shoulder heads back. And then keeping that flat back, we're going to just hinge forward from the hips, right? We're leaning forward into it and then pause, right? Find your own edge. From there, begin to round slowly. Lower back, middle back, upper back. Finally, the head gently releases. Maybe feel this in the inner thighs, the outer hips. Maybe it kind of just wraps across the lower back region. Just breathe here. Deep inhale. Deep exhale. So let's take 1 more big breath in. Let's roll up slowly on the exhale. Restack that spine. Let the head be the last thing that comes up. From here, coming to a cross-legged position. Wiggle your sits bones to the earth. Root them down. Shoulders stack above your hips. Heart elevated to the sky. Light squeeze between the shoulder blades. Feel the crown of your head reach upward. Pull the navel towards spine. Arms can rest at your sides or hands on laps. Close the eyes. We're going to come back just to the breath, right? Stillness and breath. Focus and connection. Our lightning Shavasana. Feel the body as it is now. If your mind is wandering, tether it back with breath or with sound. Just notice the subtleties that we may not often notice while we're in movement. Deep breaths in, long breaths out. Stay here with breath. And then slowly begin to take one hand to heart, one hand to belly. Just lightly press in and feel now. Physical touch to yourself. Feel the beating of heart, the movement of belly with breath. And as you sit here in stillness, connecting to yourself, give yourself some thanks here. That you came here, you showed up to your workspace, you showed up to your practice, but really always, most importantly, that you showed up to yourself. In this time of high stress and anxiety and not knowing what's next, it's important to really take care of ourselves as best we can. And part of that is pausing, connecting, and breathing. Take both hands now, bring them together right to your heart center, press thumb knuckles into sternum, keep that connection. And then lower the chin down to your chest, bow head to heart, heart to head. Be grateful that you are here. Be grateful for your body and its ability to do the things like breathing, like moving, like stretching, like strengthening. Because we are only given one, it's important to listen, honor, and always respect the body. Thank you guys so very much for joining me yet again for another Facebook Live Fusion Flow. I hope to see everyone again soon. Namaste.